Hello and welcome to Inner Peace Tarot. My name is Sonia, and Pisces, this reading is for you for probably the last 10 so days of July 2026. You're most welcome to pause the video here, go grab a beverage, and just come back, have a seat, and get comfy. Okay. Welcome back. This is going to be a general reading, so as always, please take what resonates and just leave the rest for someone else. But this whole reading, if the reading does resonate and you find it interesting, please feel free to hit like and subscribe. I'm endeavouring to do approximately 3 to 4 readings per month per sign, so you will get that. And remember, these readings are for suggestions only, not designed to replace professional assistance. Okay, Pisces, let's begin. Just a quick prayer. We're just going to welcome in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, star beings, our higher selves, any other spirit guides. You may have any animal, ancestral, or dragon guides that you feel resonant with. Pisces are most welcome to join us in this reading today. Okay, let's have a look here. Queen of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the 7 of Cups. Okay, let's grab some more cards. There's a very stable and nurturing energy kind of coming through for you at the moment here, Pisces. It's looking like you're feeling a little introspective, and you're also kind of either protecting your energy, doing some meditation, or kind of taking care of your bases financially at this time. You could be doing all of those things. But yeah, Queen of Cups is kind of a bit introspective, but also I think tuning into your creativity. Maybe you're making space and time to explore your creativity, perhaps also your spirituality and your intuition, which is good, of course. If you're a Pisces, mutable water sign, you're naturally going to be probably have skills in those areas, okay, if not talents and abilities as well, of course. Wow, High Priestess, yep. And the Ace of Swords, okay. Current energy. There is a cardinal air here and this idea, Knight of Swords. And this idea that you could be feeling a bit restricted, but it's almost like this intellectual energy or this ability that you have to think things through is kind of you just sort of departing from this energy. There's something about it, Pisces, that I think maybe you felt restricted and limited, but maybe you have realized that you're not as limited and restricted as you previously thought. Because underneath here, underlying theme, you have this clarity, Ace of Swords. You also have inner knowing, so your sorry, that light's a bit weird. Your inner High Priestess, so your inner knowing, your intuition is coming on board here. And I think you are getting clearer about this idea of you not feeling free. There's something about, this restriction and limitation, which is, maybe you've felt a lack of freedom in your life, Pisces. But I feel like this is sort of dissolving, or it's dissipating, because I think you're tuning into your higher self now. You're kind of expanding your consciousness, which makes sense given the astrology at the moment that we're all kind of going through. And I think you're realizing that, the sky's the limit, literally, because you have here general direction moving forward, 7 of Cups, and these cups are up in the sky too. Okay, so there's a lot of possibilities open to you, Pisces, and I think, it's a departure from this 8 of Swords here. Okay, to be looking at all your options and to feel as like there's options is like, okay, that's where the freedom is. Okay, that's the options open to you. Here, it doesn't feel like you've had options open to you, possibly. But I have a feeling that this has been, maybe it was a state of consciousness that you slipped in from time to time. But general direction moving forward is you're going to be opening to these options, okay, which is in the realm of cups once again. And here you are having the Queen of Cups, which is that water energy, sort of contemplating all of your creative, spiritual and intuitive options. The High Priestess is also a watery energy, okay, the moon, very kind of in tune with you, Pisces, and you are in tune with this energy, very much so. And so it's going to enable you to really kind of, I guess, expand your horizons, move into different states of consciousness. Also with this Ace of Swords, it's kind of like you're going to be carving out the time. You're going to be making space in your consciousness to allow yourself to move into meditation and to move into, I guess, inner stillness on a regular basis, probably daily. Okay, you're going to be allowing yourself to do that, to move into that energy. And I think the Knight of Swords is sort of on board with that as well, because this is that active intellect, the active thought, the insight and the knowledge that's allowing you to move from the 8 of Swords into the Ace of Swords, okay, which kind of makes, I guess it's weird. Well, normally the Ace comes before the 8, but this is more clarity, okay. So you're moving from, this is where things are not clear, that's a bit murky, okay, and here we have the clarity, Pisces. So you could be feeling that shift. And I think just recently that there has been a bit of murkiness that we've had to go through, okay? And you could still be feeling that. So maybe you're going to oscillate a little bit between like feeling uncertain about things and then getting, oh, now I understand, like, a bit of this to and fro with different aspects of your life possibly. But I really like how the Ace of Wands is with this 7 of Cups, because this is kind of like going, Pisces, any of these things could hold great spiritual potential for you to activate your passion, your creativity, your vitality, okay? And maybe this is really, I think, for you, Pisces, a suggestion that generally moving forward, any of these things that you do, or anything that you do generally that ignites your passion, that sort of you feel lights you up or inspires you, or helps you to feel strong as well and courageous, because that's also what the wand fire is, the fire energy is about, okay? Is, that they are good things for you to be doing at this time, right? General direction moving forward is to align with your happiness, your joy, your passion, your inspiration, creativity, intuition, spirituality, all that stuff. Queen of Cups is also saying that, and I feel like there's something that you've started in that line of, in that general kind of direction, but there's something about an extra passion or motivation that's going to come in the future. Maybe it's a case of the more you do something, the more you're going to feel motivated by it and as you're doing it, okay, Pisces. Let's have a look at outcome here. Page of Cups, really nice. That's that inner child, the emotional, creative inner child really kind of coming up with the Sun. Wow, yeah. So you're going from the Ace of Wands to the Sun, which is fantastic. Page of Cups, inner child coming on board as well. And it's interesting that you have, the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So it's almost like you're going to be, in some ways, providing support for your inner child to express itself here. The Sun is very much about expression, Pisces. So, you are kind of like a moon sign, like generally, what's that, moon sign? Your energy is very much akin to the moon. So it's about looking at those deeper things. And often there can be that sort of reclusive, deep aspect to that. But one of your outcomes, Pisces, is that a lot of that depth you're going to be expressing here with the sun. So if you felt like you've had to, literally keep things under wraps here, I think that that's going to be turning around, okay? Outcome, general future. Activation of inner child, along with expression, outward expression of all of that good stuff that you are probably feeling like you're wanting to, like that maybe the dam is going to burst, that, there's could be a whole lot of stuff that you're wanting to express out, be manifest or share with others, or however it is that you put that out in the world. Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords again. Interesting. So what you may not be aware of, Pisces, is that I think that this is always going to be a choice. There's always a choice for you to move back into this Eight of Sword energy, which is that feeling of limitation and restriction. Or there's a choice here of, this Page of Pentacles, which is, maybe learning, studying, opening to new things, connecting with the earth. This is a very earth energy. And I think the more that you can, ground yourself, ground your energy, that's really going to help you to release from this Eight of Swords as well. So not only is it a choice to move from these two, but the more you can do this one, the more you can ground, activate your creativity, have a learning mindset, benefit from new opportunities that come your way in a practical sense. That's going to help to free you. Okay, so anything that's an opportunity that's coming your way that you can try or that you can explore or experiment with is going to help you to move from this Eight of Swords, okay? And it could come in small ways too, given the Page of Pentacles. So it's sort of like, excuse me, there could be some very small, simple, even daily things that you can do that shift your frequency from, if you feel like you're moving into an Eight of Swords, like feeling restricted and all that, moving into, there could be some really simple things that you do. And it may even be as simple as picking up a spiritual book with some inspirational quotes, some inspirational words. Okay, there's books on this picture here. There's also nature, perhaps vegetables, so eating more vegetables. There's pumpkin here. There's a whole lot of cues that we could take from this image. There's also this idea of rest, but also just holding space for yourself, holding something close to you that's special to you, okay? So it might be as simple as, oh, look, you can come up with something simple. I was going to say, grabbing a soft toy and cuddling the soft toy, or, patting your pet, or being outside, yeah. Let's have a look at the Light Seers Tarot now. We'll get some, but that was, in what you may not be aware of. We'll get some spirit guidance. Four of Wands, yeah. I think you're going to be celebrating. Yep, Six of Swords and Temperance. Moving towards more calm, more out of this Eight of Swords, moving into the Six of Swords, which is calmer waters, metaphorically speaking, for you Pisces. Clearer, calmer. That could even be a mantra as I'm saying that. It's like, I'm now moving into clarity and calmness, or calmness and clarity, something like that, about my being, because it's, Pisces, this is your kind of, in some ways, this is your, well, it could be a bit of your essence here, the High Priestess, okay? You're very intuitive, very tuned to spirit, very in tune with the energies of your environment and what's going on even astrologically, okay? And here we have the Ace of Swords. So clarity, perception, insight, being able to communicate, getting your information, all that sort of stuff. But also this idea of using the breath, okay? The Suit of Swords is about air, that element of air. So back to this, we have the Six of Swords. We also have the Four of Wands. So I think the more you can move into those calm mind states, the more you're going to feel like down the track that you're going to be able to sort of celebrate. And and if you are studying something, maybe there's a milestone you're going to reach here. And this is the Temperance. So this is another beautiful spiritual energy moving into your angelic self. Another kind of higher self energy where you're able to alchemize, bring things together in a new way. But also this idea of balance. If you need to moderate things, exercising moderation, restraint, if you need to restrain things, working through any habits or, I guess, ways of thinking and feeling that you feel have been holding you back, literally, with the Eight of Swords, because you do have that twice in your reading here. There could be some past life. I just keep looking at this thing here, Pisces, and it's almost like it could be in a past life that maybe you have been restricted, or maybe you've been, I was going to say, held prisoner or oppressed or persecuted or something like that in a past life, okay, not this life necessarily. So maybe there's a very deep-seated something or other in your energy field that tends to pull you back into feeling restricted and limited. And, if you would like to do some journaling and some exploration on that theme, or maybe do some past life work, that could be helpful. Let's have a look here. We'll grab a Galactic Tarot, Two of Wands. Yeah. I have a feeling that you have been working on balancing things and covering your bases, to create a foundation for yourself, Pisces. And I think you could be going through a bit of tweaking of that formula or that schedule or that framework. So in terms of, your day, your week, your month, what you're doing with your energy, with your time, with your focus. And maybe you're going to be doing things in a new way. Okay, Two of Wands here. This is also talking about the Lyran collective. So it could also be that the Lyrans are calling you to activate, or to remember to activate, the whole of yourself. So mind, body, spirit. Okay, Lyrans are kind of that quite a strong initiatory energy. So being able to take the initiative to do something in a new way, Pisces, if you feel that you need to, because this is about doing things in a new way, Temperance, okay? Being the author of your own life, taking care of your affairs, taking command of your affairs, but also you, Pisces, have the ability to integrate this idea of this the new cosmology, and to be able to, even in your daily life, integrate this idea of being a multidimensional being, because you're highly creative, Pisces. I mean, you can open to those realms and frequencies as well. So I think you're going to be really activating the higher frequency version of yourself, whilst also kind of doing things down here in the 3-4D. Excuse me. And yeah, well, there's something definitely about this Eight of Swords energy going on for you, Pisces, okay? Eight of Swords. So let's look at this in a little more depth. Eight of Swords is, the idea of this imagery is that there are energies around you, Pisces, that maybe you are feeling that you're feeling affected by them, okay? So these may not be, maybe they are unhelpful energies that you sense around you. And it's almost as if the person here in the middle of Eight of Swords is sort of allowing that energy to permeate their being, because what's ended up happening then is that, there's some chains around the wrist and there's a bind on the eyes. So it's almost as though Okay, Pisces, because you feel so affected by those energies, your belief is that it's not allowing you to see clearly, or that you can't do, given your hands are bound, you can't do what you need to do. So this is all about a shift in your perception, I believe. That Spirit is saying there needs to be a very, it's about tuning into your own energy field, we could say that. This Eight of Swords is very interesting because there's almost like there's energies coming off of these swords here. Okay, so Pisces, you are super sensitive to energies going on around you. Okay, so it's about how you're going to manage these energies. Do you move away from them physically frequently enough so that you're not feeling affected? Do you change your environment frequently? Do you change your mindset? Do you build up your energy body, your energy field? Do you really tune in to what your sense of self is and keep building on that daily so that you have such a strong sense of yourself that these energies cannot affect you? There might be something to do, something around that for you, Pisces. This idea with the Knight of Swords is that he's looking to the future here, which could be you, Pisces. You're looking to the future. You have your sword of truth here. And if you can visualize yourself, if you feel as though you're in the midst of these energies at times, visualize yourself as the Knight of Swords, sort of cutting off these cords around you of the energies that are affecting you and really tuning in to your personal truth here, your spirit connection, your high priestess, your inner wisdom, okay, your strength, your inner child, your creativity, okay, and how it is that you are going to be expressing that. And find a way to start expressing, to start exuding from your energy body the things that you need to transmit, okay? Excuse me. This is going to help you to get a stronger sense of self. Queen of Cups, yeah, is that very introspective energy. But, you know, we're fully aware, Pisces, that even though we can feel restricted here, that we can't actually do something, we could still be sitting in the Queen of Cups here. Because the Queen of Cups is introspective, and we can be introspective in this space. Okay, but I think for you, Pisces, this is about the turnaround of the moving into the sun energy, like beaming out and actively doing. And this is why I think the Page of Pentacles is here with this Eight of Swords, is about for you to slowly start doing, and maybe do something that's going to activate your inner child. Maybe it's something playful or practical or creative that you can do in the external world that's going to help to free you from this inner restriction. This is like restriction of the mind, okay? Yeah, very much about perception, I think, for you, Pisces. But it's because there are a lot of energies out there that I think, especially if you've experienced persecution in a past life, that you're very much probably going to feel as though you can't express. But I have a feeling this is also something from the past. Yeah, but what we're trying to say is that if you feel as though your inner essence stands for an energy that has in the past been persecuted just by its very nature, then it's going to feel more difficult for you to come out, okay? But what we're trying to say is for you to build up from the inside, but to start doing, okay? Five of Pentacles, yeah, this is that thing of feeling hurt, something about the past as well. And I feel like there's an inner wound around, there's something about a wound around freedom. Okay, Pisces, there's something about your freedom that you feel is, that has sort of been putting a block to your freedom. Okay, Four of Pentacles again, which is interesting. So covering your bases, Pisces. Yeah, this is also, sometimes that can be an energy of holding things too closely. So once again, Spirit sort of saying, you know, this letting go perhaps is something that you're going to be looking at, Pisces. Wow, this reading's gone on for a long time. Apologies. King of Pentacles. Yeah, moving into your abundance, holding space for yourself to be practical, to do what you need to do, and to, yeah, hold space for yourself here, moving into your abundance, enjoying your life as well. Let's look at the bottom of this deck and then we will wrap it up. The Fool. Okay, so this is really about you looking at these options here. 2 aces in your reading. So there's going to be a new way of doing something, a new passion, a new way, a new level of clarity. And I think this is all being prompted by this, your higher self coming forward here, Pisces. I think your higher self was really looking to express itself at this time, and this could be the journey that you are going to be going on. Yeah. So Pisces, I think the energies are such that the time is right for you to indeed free yourself and move into your angelic high frequency being self here. You have Temperance, Sun, High Priestess. Okay. Really radiating out. So yeah, looking to free yourself, Pisces, inwardly and outwardly. Okay. So I hope that's been helpful. I look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.